Alright guys, we are back in Mr. T's kitchen. Holiday is over, unfortunately. So today I'm going to prepare a retro Hungarian burger. I guess you can call it a burger. So this was a very popular sandwich when I was growing up in Hungary. Basically it's a pork patty in a not brioche bun, just a basic sesame bun. And I'm going to add some fresh pickled red onions and kimchi, which is not traditional, but we would normally have this sandwich with pickled vegetables. I'm also going to fry some potatoes and have some red cabbage and red onion in the sandwich. I'm also going to use this piros arany, which you can find on Amazon. It's basically a pepper paste, great for seasoning. And I'm also going to make some boiled egg mayo, which I've seen everywhere. It's a popular thing. I've never tried it before, so I'm gonna give it a go because I don't have any mayo, and this sandwich could definitely use some mayo in it. So to begin with, I have some 20% fat pork mince. And for this sandwich you want to use pork. You don't want to try this with beef or chicken, it just wouldn't be the same. Now to this, if I would have some stale bread, I would have stale bread soaked in milk to add to this, but I don't have any stale bread, so I'm just going to use some breadcrumbs, quite a bit. And seasoning is very simple today. It's just salt. Again, I'm using smoked sea salt. Then we have marjoram, as you know, one of my favorite. And ground caraway seeds. Very classic Hungarian seasoning. Paprika. This is sweet paprika, not spicy. I'm quite generous with the paprika. And I'm also going to add black pepper. And some Happy Chef. Now this is general seasoning. It does have some MSG in it, which does actually elevate the flavors. I'm not gonna use too much of this, just tiny bit. I've already added salt. That's about it. Again, for me, if you use MSG, if you use it in moderation, it's perfectly fine for me. And also a bit of chili flakes. And I almost forgot, I'm going to add one onion to this, but I'm going to fry it off, and also some garlic. Should have started with this one really, but that's fine. I'm just going to finely chop the onion and then quickly pan fry it. I guess you could add it raw as well, but it's just not the same. Yes, so definitely retro sandwich. We did have burgers as well, obviously in the 80s when I was growing up, but it wasn't common. Even a lot of places used to make burgers from pork rather than beef. Just pork was more available than beef, and this is one of those easy meals turned into a sandwich. So I'll just fry the onions off, and I'm also going to add 1 egg to this mixture, and also a bit of milk. Again, if I would have stale bread, I would soak the bread in milk. And don't get confused, I don't drink milk, and neither does my wife. She prefers oat milk, so that's what I'm gonna use. There's no real importance to it. Just going to hydrate the breadcrumbs, that's all. Not adding too much either. Just going to chop the garlic as well. That's it. Just going to cool down the eggs quickly and try to do the viral mayo hack, if you like. Now this company, the word vadász, it means hunter in Hungarian, so I'm not actually sure if this company has anything to do with Hungary, or maybe Hungarian people making this fermented stuff in the UK. Is definitely made in the UK. I'm sure it's just a family name for that. Okay, onions are being cooked just enough. Just going to cool it down very quick, so it's not completely raw when it goes into the pork. And I can turn that one off, it's fine. Okay, just gonna cool it down ever so slightly. Okay, onions have cooled down just enough. Just going to mix everything together. Guess I can keep this plate as well. Alright, that's the pork pretty much done. Doesn't need too much work. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to form some nice patties. I think these are about maybe 4 ounce, similar size that I use for the smash burgers at work. But I'm not going to measure them, there's no point. Just going to make them a similar size. Alright, so next step, very simple. The whole dish is very simple, there's nothing complicated about it, but it's really tasty. So just put them into breadcrumbs and form a patty. That's all you have to do with this one, simple. I'm not going to make these too thick, so they're gonna fry quite fast. Perfecto, when it's done. Just gonna do the same for the rest. Alright, so the pork patties are formed. Just going to check the temperature of the oil, see if I can start to fry, and it's going up and up and up and up. 140, 150, perfect. Doesn't have to be too hot, because if it's too hot they're just going to burn and not going to cook evenly, which you don't want. So yeah, I'm gonna do 3 and 4. Okay, now next on to the mayo. Quite excited, I've never actually tried making mayonnaise from cooked eggs. I've made mayo in the traditional way millions of times. Like when I was a trainee, we never bought in mayonnaise, we always made our own. Or we never bought in French fries, we always made our own. But things change. Okay, that's done. Now, instead of vinegar, I'm going to use the liquid. Actually, should I? Yeah, I'll just use the liquid and the couple of gherkins. Is that going to be too much? There might be too much. So instead of the vinegar, I just used the liquid from these mini gherkins, and I'm going to add some oil. And the whole idea of when you are making mayo is to emulsify the oil and the eggs. I'm going to turn this one down slightly and turn the patties. So you can see it's already starting to have some color. Alright. So I'm also going to add a bit of Dijon mustard, salt. What else? Nothing else. Let's see. Here goes nothing. Definitely emulsifies. Alright, that worked. Now I've clearly added too much of the liquid from the gherkins, so it's a bit runny, but for this sandwich this is perfect. Tastes nice as well. Yeah, excellent. Okay, I also have some potatoes. These have been sitting in my fridge for about a month. Just going to slice discs, and I'm going to deep fry these as well. Perfecto. Just going to let them rest. I'm going to cook. I'm going to fry the potatoes as well. And these are new potatoes, so not the perfect choice for frying, but I'm going to use them anyway. These are actually Jersey Royal new potatoes, very famous in Britain. Perfecto. Alright, potatoes are done. Nice. There goes some. Just going to season them with salt. Alright, assemble the sandwich. Now I'm going to add a bit of the, this is spicy by the way, red gold seasoning. Red gold meaning paprika, of course. Okay, so spread that in the middle. Then I'm going to build it with some red cabbage, and this is not the way I had it, by the way, in the old days, but these are things I have in my fridge to use up, and I know it's going to work. I know that the crunchiness of the red cabbage is going to add to the whole experience. I also have some cucumber, and red onions, and also this mayo, not quite mayo, egg sauce. Very tasty, by the way. Doesn't actually taste like mayonnaise, it tastes like eggs. Alright, so this is done. Then I'm going to have one of these. I'm just going to cut them in half, so you can see what it looks in the inside as well. All right. Now, obviously, if you want to add cheese to this, then you add cheese to it. I wouldn't normally. I don't think it needs it, because the pork patty is so flavorful. Then just add a bit of potatoes, and I'm an idiot. I almost forgot to add the pickles, one of the most important things. So hat is coming off. And so kimchi. Originally, well, we have our own fermented cabbage in Hungary, just like they do in Poland and Germany, sauerkraut. But today I'm using this kimchi with beetroot and, oh wow, these pickled red onions. So quite a bit of red onions in here. Some pickled, some not pickled. And this looks already good. And I think I'm just going to add a bit more of this sauce. And there we go. So this is my take on the retro Hungarian pork sandwich. Looks awesome. Can't wait to dive in. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I shall be back with our next coño. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I should be back with a new one soon. Thanks for watching.